All right, today we're taken to the skies for a deep dive into a really popular domestic flight here in India. We're looking at Air India Express, specifically their route connecting the southern tech hub of Hyderabad with the incredible northern city of Lucknow. So, you've been there, right? You're planning a trip, you're looking at flight options, and bam, you see this amazing deal on a budget airline. And the first question that pops into your head is always, okay, what's the catch? What are you actually giving up to get that lower price? Well, in this explainer, we're going to answer exactly that by breaking down this one specific journey piece by piece. Okay, let's dive into this, and we'll start with the road itself. This is a super important connector flight. It links two majorly different but equally important parts of the country. So, what are we looking at here? Well, this is your classic short-haul domestic flight. We're talking about a distance of around 1,100 kilometers, so your time in the air is just a little over 2 hours. The plane they use is usually a modern Boeing 737 MAX 8. It's a real workhorse for everyone from business travelers to students and families just hopping between cities. And this right here is the main event for so many travelers, the price. A normal one-way ticket is going to set you back somewhere between 4,000 and 8,500 rupees. This puts it firmly in that budget-friendly zone, which is awesome because it makes flying between these two major hubs really, really accessible. But hey, a flight isn't just about what happens in the air, right? The experience on the ground can totally make or break your trip. So let's kick things off with Phase 1, departing from Hyderabad's Rajiv Gandhi International Airport. And the good news is your journey starts off really smoothly. Hyderabad is one of India's most modern airports, and it shows. The terminals are super clean and spacious, security is a breeze, you're usually through in 10 to 20 minutes, and you can actually find places to sit and charge your devices. It's just well-designed. So no surprise, this gets a huge thumbs up. We're talking a solid 9 out of 10 for the departure airport experience. Honestly, starting a trip in a calm, organized place like this, it just sets a fantastic tone for the whole thing. Next up, the moment we all kind of dread, the actual boarding. Air India Express uses that standard group system, and for a plane of about 180 people, it's generally pretty quick and well-managed. The only tiny thing to watch out for, you might see some small delays at the gate if you're flying at a super busy time. And that efficiency, it pays off with a really respectable score of 8.1 out of 10. So far, the whole ground experience has been a definite highlight of this journey. All right, the doors are closed, we're on the plane, and we're pushing back from the gate. This is the moment of truth, isn't it? What's it actually like once you're buckled in? This is the core of the budget airline experience, so let's break it down. Okay, let's talk about your personal space. The cabin is that standard 3-3 layout you see on most of these jets. Now, the seat pitch, that's the distance to the seat in front of you, is about 29 to 30 inches, and the width is around 17. What does that mean in the real world? Well, the seats are modern but slim. For a 2-hour flight, it's totally fine, but if you're on the taller side, you might find that legroom a little snug. So for seat comfort, we're landing at a 7.5 out of 10. Look, it's not going to be a luxury armchair, but for a short trip like this, it's perfectly functional. It gets the job done. Now, what about snacks and drinks? This is where you really feel the budget in budget airline. Air India Express runs on a buy-on-board model. Translation, nothing comes free with a standard ticket. You can buy snacks, sandwiches, drinks, and the quality is fine, just not amazing. So, a word to the wise, if you think you're gonna get hungry, plan ahead. So, the food and drinks, they get a 7 out of 10, and that feels about right. It's a pretty standard score because, well, it's a standard you get what you pay for deal. And when it comes to keeping yourself entertained, the strategy is simple. Bring your own device. There are absolutely no screens on the back of these seats. You're going to need your movies, your music, your podcasts, all downloaded and ready to go on your phone or tablet before you get on board. Yeah, no surprise here, this gets the lowest score of the whole trip, a 6.5 out of 10. And this really is one of the biggest trade-offs you're making in exchange for that affordable ticket price. So, after about 2 hours flying over the incredible Indian landscape, we are touching down in Lucknow. Let's see how the final piece of this travel puzzle stacks up, the arrival experience. And hey, the great news is the trip ends just as smoothly as it began. Lucknow's airport has seen some major upgrades. The arrival halls are clean, getting through is usually pretty seamless, and your bags show up pretty quick, like 15 to 25 minutes. And from there, you've got plenty of options to get into the city itself. All of that combines for a strong 8 out of 10 for the arrival. It's a really nice, hassle-free end of the flight. Okay, we've gone from the check-in desk all the way to the baggage claim. So what's the final verdict? When you put all the pieces together, is this flight actually worth it? And this brilliantly illustrates the core trade-off, doesn't it? The highs are really compelling. You get cheap tickets, a new plane, and a great experience at the airports. The lows? They're exactly what you'd guess. Not a lot of legroom, and you're paying for your own food and entertainment.
Yeah, when you look at the full scorecard, the story is crystal clear. The journey is bookended by these fantastic scores at the airports, while the lower scores are all about those in-flight extras, or lack thereof. It paints a perfect picture of what your money is actually paying for.
So when we tally everything up, we land at a final overall score of 7.8 out of 10. And the bottom line is this. For a short domestic flight, this is a solid, economical choice. It gets you from point A to point B safely and affordably, without any real headaches. Which brings us right back to the big question for you. Knowing these trade-offs, giving up some of that in-flight comfort for a much lower price tag, is this the smart choice for your next 2-hour flight? Because at the end of the day, the answer really just depends on what you care about most when you travel.